Hello everyone, welcome back to Dr. Olubingade YouTube channel. I'm talking to you about Forex supply and demand zones. Forex supply and demand zones explained. What do you mean by Forex supply and Forex demand zones? Please stay with me and I'm going to explain that to you in the next 5 to 6 minutes. Supply and demand are the most fundamental forces that move financial markets or any other market anywhere in the world. In forex trading, the concept of supply and demand refers to areas on the chart where buyers or sellers enter the market aggressively, causing significant price movement. These zones represent the institutional footprints of banks, hedge funds, and large financial players, the true market movers. For retail traders, understanding supply and demand zones offers a strategic way to identify high probability turning points, predict market direction, and enter trades with precision. Now, let's move on to what we mean by supply and demand zones in Forex. A demand zone is an area where buyers previously entered the market with strong momentum, causing price to rally upward. When price returns to this region, it often bounces again because unfilled buy orders may remain in that zone. Then institutional traders often defend these areas. Then retail traders join the move, expecting the bounce. A demand zone forms at the base of a strong bullish move, that is a rally. Now, let us define a supply zone. A supply zone is an area where sellers previously stepped in aggressively, causing price to drop. When price revisits the zone, sellers often react again because unfilled sell orders may remain. Then institutions may re-engage in selling. Psychology causes traders to sell at previous reversal points. A supply zone forms at the base of a strong bearish move, that is a drop. Now, let's look at the logic behind supply and demand. Supply and demand zones are based on a simple economic principle. Price moves strongly when there is an imbalance between buyers and sellers. When demand is greater than supply, price rises. When supply is greater than demand, price falls. Institutions rarely execute all their large orders at once, so they leave footprints that create zones where price is likely to react when revisited. How supply and demand zones form? Number one is accumulation. That accumulation implies that demand builds up. Price consolidates in a tight area before exploding upward. This becomes a demand zone, and that demand zone can also be referred to as a support. Then we also have another way that supply and demand zones form is distribution. Supply builds up in distribution. Price consolidates before falling sharply. This becomes a supply zone. Then number three way that we have supply and demand zones form is strong imbalance moves. The stronger and faster the move away from a zone, the more powerful the zone typically is. Then we have gaps or impulsive candles. Large candles or gaps indicate heavy institutional orders. Then types of supply and demand zone. Number one type is rally or base rally. Rally base rally, that is RBR demand zone. A bullish move, that is rally, followed by a base and another rally forms a demand zone. Then we have drop base drop. That is another type of demand zone. That's a supply zone. In this case, a bearish drop followed by a consolidation base, then another drop. This creates a supply. Then we have number three type of supply and demand zone, which is a rally base drop supply zone. In this case, price rallies into a zone, it consolidates at that zone, then drops. That is bearish reversal setup. Then we have drop base rally. That is another demand zone. In this case, the price drops into a zone. It consolidates, then rallies. That is a bullish reversal setup. These four patterns are the building blocks of institutional supply and demand. Now, how do you identify strong supply and demand zones? Number one way is the strength of the move. Look for zones where price left with large aggressive candles. Number two is the speed of departure. The faster the move away from the zone, the more imbalance existed. Then, number of touches. Fresh zones are the most powerful. Each additional retest weakens the zone as others get filled. Then, time spent in the zone. Shorter consolidation implies stronger institutional activity. Then, the location. Zones aligned with trend direction are usually more reliable. Example, demand zones in an uptrend. That shows you that it's a good buy. Then supply zones in a downtrend. That shows you it's a good sell. Why supply and demand zones matter for forex traders? Number one, they reveal institutional activity. Retail traders follow the footprints of large banks and funds. Number two, they provide better trade entries. Buying at demand and selling at supply gives optimal risk-reward ratios. Then they help identify reversals and continuations. Zones often signal the beginning or continuation of trends. Then number four is that they improve risk management. Stop losses can be placed safely below demand or above supply. Number five is that they work across all markets and time frames. Forex, crypto, stocks, indices. The concept is universal. Now, you may be asking, when you have explained all this, how then do we trade the supply and demand zone? Number one is trading the reversals. Sell at supply, buy at demand. When it gets back to the demand zone, buy. When the price gets back to the supply zone, you sell. Then you wait for confirmation candlesticks, e.g. engulfing, pin bar, and so on and so forth. Then trading continuations. Look for RBR, that is demand, and DBD, that is supply. Then enter on pullbacks in the direction of the trend. Now, break and retest is the third way you can trade it. When a zone breaks, demand becomes supply. Market flips bearish. When supply becomes demand, market flips bullish. Now, the flip zone offers powerful entries for you. Then using multiple time frames. Higher time frame zones are stronger. I trade higher time frame. I look at weekly, I look at daily. That is where I start my trade from. And then what the weekly is saying, I especially look for pin bar at the weekly. Once I'm able to see a pin bar at the weekly, I settle down there and I keep trading that until it gets exhausted. So you use multiple time frames. Higher time frame zones are stronger. Lower time frame zones help time entries. Example, use daily zones for buyers. Use 15-minute chart for precise entries. Now, common beginner mistakes to avoid. Drawing zones too wide or too narrow. A proper zone covers the base candles where consolidation occurs. Number two, trading old or weak zones. Zones lose power after multiple retests. So you look for fresh zones. Then number three mistake is ignoring trend direction. Demand zones are weaker in downtrends. Supply zones are weaker in an uptrend. Then number four mistake is not waiting for confirmation. Jumping into a zone without candlestick signals often leads to losses. Then another mistake is confusing support and resistance with supply and demand. Support and resistance are not exactly supply and demand. So support and resistance are horizontal levels. Supply and demands are zones created by institutional orders. And though they work hand in hand, but they are not exactly the same. Now, I want to move to the conclusion by letting you know that supply and demand zones are one of the most powerful tools in Forex trading because they reveal where large institutional players influence price direction. By understanding how these zones form, how to identify them, and how to trade them effectively, traders gain a major advantage in predicting market movements with high accuracy. This knowledge forms the foundation of advanced price action, smart money concepts, and institutional trading strategies. My name is Dr. Olubigade Titun, and on this channel, I teach you how to make money online and offline. I make a boast to say that if you keep coming on my channel every day and you watch one of my videos every day and you take note of what I'm telling you in the video, in 30 days, in 60 days, in 90 days, and in 6 months, your life is going to be transformed. So on this channel, I teach you how to make money both online and offline. Currently, I'm focusing on Forex trading, and I also help you to manage your Forex trading account. You have a Forex trading account, you fund it, you use your own account in your name, you give me the username and password of the trading platform, I trade it, the profit we make, we share 50-50 at the end of every month without touching your capital. So until I come your way in the next one, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, share link of the video with your family and friends, and keep coming back to this channel for more. I'll see you in the next one. This video popping up by the side from my channel is the next one I want you to watch now. Go ahead and watch it. Remember, make pips, keep pips, and then repeat.